Right. Wait for a few people to come inside. hmm It's been a while since I've done this. Ooh, man. Make sure I'm looking presentable. It's gonna feel good to be doing this again. Got some things I need to talk about. It's a whole lot didn't happen. A whole lot didn't transpired since the last time I was on here. A whole lot. What's going on, Kendrick? You the first one in. Appreciate it, brother. See, I got two people watching. Two thumbs up. Yeah, I know it's been a while since I've been on here since, man, I don't remember the last time. I think it was like a month or two ago. But yeah, it was good to be back on here. Yeah, it feels good to be back on here. Yeah, what do you know? As soon as I get on here, the phone rings. But anyway, let me just go on and get this conversation going. And y'all, what kind of world are we living in today? I mean, what's going on, Aboriginal? Miss Mohawk, how you doing? Anyway, what kind of world are we living in today? I mean, the world is just getting to be so reckless. Things are just happening left and right. All of these killings and murders and stuff that's going on right now. Everything that's happening, all of this that's going on ever since COVID, but now you got the Black Lives Matter movement resurging, making a resurgence in the world today, all over George Floyd. And George Floyd's not the only catalyst. I say George Floyd was probably the thing that broke the camel's back. It was the situation was the straw that broke the camel's back. But man, y'all, we just got so much going on. I mean, all these killings and stuff that's going on every weekend in cities like Chicago, New York City, Atlanta. I mean, what's with all these children being gunned down in the street? And all because, see, I'm going to tell y'all something what's going on. All these movements and protests that's taking place right now, folks talking about defunding the police, people talking about they want to take money out of the police budget and all that. This right here that's going on that I'm talking about, these are all byproducts of what's happening when you defund the police. You see, we need some kind of semblance of law and order. Hey, I get it. I understand where everyone's frustration is, because I'm getting sick and tired of these corrupt cops that's murdering black people in the street unarmed. I'm tired of it also. But we need some kind of law and order to go on. We need some kind of balance. Exactly, Kendrick. We need some kind of balance going on in our communities. You just can't let people run amok. See, this right here that's happening is pretty much playing out of the scripture that says God will give us over to a reprobate mind. He will give them a reprobate mind. And this is the result of a reprobate mind. He's basically saying that, okay, y'all want to, what's going on, JT, my man, Underrated Darkness. Y'all support Underrated Darkness. That's a good brother right there. Matter of fact, everybody that's in here right now, Miss Mohawk, Aboriginal, Kendrick Celestine, everybody get to know each other, show each other some love. I'm glad for everyone to be here. Anyway, all these situations right here, everybody wants to basically, they want to do their own thing. And this is what happens. These are all the results of people doing their own thing without no kind of law, without no kind of order, because folks feel that, no, the police are not needed and stuff. And that's not the case right there. What we need is some reform within the police department. What we need to do is weed out all the bad apples. You get them out of the department. but don't do away with the department altogether. I mean, I get it. We are living in a twilight. Exactly, Ms. Mohawk, you said it best. I mean, everybody wants to have things their way, and this is the result once again of people having things their way. It's like, okay, you want to do it, you want to do it your way, fine. I'm gonna take my hands off of you. You got people, you got officers resigning from police departments. Certain budgets and things are being cut from the police department because folks are talking about defund the police. When let me ask this question: when you defund the police, what are you gonna have then for law and order? What are you gonna do? See, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen next. They've defund the police. What's gonna happen is they're gonna send the military in. The military does things a little bit differently. You think your constitutional rights are being violated right now? Imagine what happens when the National Guard comes in, like they did a few weeks ago when all this jumped off. When you had rioting in major cities over the George Floyd murder. When you had people looting and robbing stores and setting things on fire. When you had that. Well, what if you have that on a wider scale and they up there imposing curfews? Because, see, we all lived through that. Imposing curfew, hey Annette, impose curfews and stuff. That's not a good way to live. That's not very comfortable. Imagine having to live like that all the time. But see, this is what happens though when people think they think they know what they want, but really don't. I mean, you just got total anarchy out there. It's total do as you want. It's chaos and confusion. That's what's happening out there right now in these streets. And we are still in the middle of COVID-19. We're still in the middle of this. We're still in the middle of this virus, this pandemic. I mean, that's what's going on right now. But yeah, I just want to come on back and just kind of chill with you all for a little bit, chill with my audience, chill with the fam, and let you all know what I've been up to. I've just been basically just taking a little break from YouTube, been taking a little break, just relaxing, resting, and observing, just sitting and just observing, analyzing, and checking stuff out. I was on part of the protest. I did a few protests. You know, I put some pics and stuff up there. I did a few protests and stuff like that. But you know, I'm taking a step back from protesting for the simple fact is that what are these protests actually doing? I mean, we need to be asking for some tangibles and some real results. Okay, because as far as these protests are concerned, first of all, from what I've seen with these protests, basically it looks like a big old party. It's like people are out there just walking around, dancing, saying all these little trendy catchphrases. Black Lives, yeah, okay, we know Black Lives Matter. We get that. Carrying all these little cute signs and stuff. But it's like it's the same old song and dance. Not to mention, I see more non-melanated people out there than us. I mean, we should be the ones out there carrying the charge, right? But anyway, this is not what this is about. Protesting right now seems to be more festive to me. And as I've said on Information Man's show, it's more like a festival. It's more like a party. It's like people have completely lost focus on what they're protesting about and are doing something else right now. It's more like it's not about the victims. It's not about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin. It's not about them. Sandra Bland, you know it, you name it. It's not about them anymore. It's about, I don't know, people just getting out there and just shaking their tails and snapping their fingers. It's like, I mean, okay, what's going on here? What are we exactly are we getting out of this? Because it's I don't see anything coming out of it, and really it just turned me off. It just basically, to me, really what it all boiled down to was just some more shucking and jiving and dancing. So, I mean, do I still want to see justice? Of course. We're going to always want to see justice. I still want to see justice for Breonna Taylor. I still want to see justice for Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd, and all these other victims of police brutality. I want to see justice for them. And I also want to see justice for the victims of senseless violence that went on in Chicago and New York City and Atlanta. I want to see justice for them as well. See, I put this before, and I had a really charged rant about a couple of weeks ago on Facebook. And I was saying that how we talk about how Black Lives Matter, but the question that I have is, do Black Lives matter to Black people? Because it seems like we put more energy when the police kills one of us than when, say, another black person kills one of us. It's like, where is your sense of outrage and vitriol then when gang members or whoever have shootouts and innocent victims get caught in the crossfire? Where's your energy and outrage then? And I was really hurt about that. I was upset. And this is not me throwing shade at my own people. I love black people. I love my people. But it's time for us to also to, be real and talk about this. If we're going to be upset, if we're going to be outraged, well, we need to do that all across the board. You know, we need to be outraged at everything that affects us. For those of you who also know that the 4th of July weekend, this 4th of July, on the day of the 4th of July, and this is an image I still can't get out of my head. I think I watched a dude actually commit suicide on the 4th of July. I was coming home from work, riding the train, and the train stopped at one of the stations. A lady got on there screaming, well, she wasn't screaming hysterically, but she was really excited, saying that there was a guy walking around on top of the train. And this was the very train that I was riding on. So I see LAPD come running by the train really fast, tells the conductor to stop the train, to shut the power off. Told everyone to get off the train immediately. As soon as we got off the train, plain as day, there was a guy walking around back and forth, just like he was just saying something to himself, talking erratically, muttering something. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but this guy is talking to himself, pacing back and forth. More and more police officers arrive on the scene. It's a complete state of emergency. Then they just have us all, let's get off the platform altogether. Now, mind you, this is a 20-foot platform at least. 20-foot platform where we're suspended, high above the ground as it is. Now, this guy that was walking on top of the train, he increased that his height by him being on top of the train. So we got off the platform. Everyone's standing around watching the events unfold. More and more police show up. Then they start putting tape up in the area. The fire department shows up. They're still trying to talk this guy down. This guy is jumping from car to car. He's still muttering to himself, pacing back and forth. At one moment, he sat down on the top of the car and looked like he was going to actually come down, let the officers talk to him. See, this is a perfect example of why we probably should not be defunding the police, because of situations like that. But anyway, so we're watching this guy walking around back and forth. Next thing you know, this happened like right in front of me. I was actually on Facebook Live that couple of days ago. I was watching what happened. I see the guy take a running leap off the train. He jumped. When I saw him fall, I didn't see his body make impact with the ground, but I already know it wasn't good. I stepped over to the side. I saw that he was laying there motionless. The fire department, they were just there. They just got there so they could deflate their mat. So in case he did jump, he would land on it. But they didn't inflate it in time. So he jumps off. He's not moving. They come and scoop him up off the ground. A few minutes later, fire department is hosing down the area where he landed. Already pretty much figured out what that meant. Now, I've heard of stories of people surviving falls, but the way he landed, the way he jumped, the momentum that he jumped with, it's highly dubious that he survived. And I played this back over and over again in my head, and I wondered to myself, what could this guy have possibly been dealing with that would cause him to do that? See, we never know what's going on with people. We never know what's going on in people's minds. We never know what people are dealing with. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We got these defund police movements going on. We got protests still happening. And even in some cases, I even hear that there's still riots even going on. We are living in total anarchy, y'all. We are living in a world of total chaos and confusion. And this right here is where we really need to sit down and talk about prayer and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm talking about prayer. Yeah, it's very traumatic. I mean, and I think about that, y'all, and it's a good thing, I believe, that I have God on my side, because I don't think a person could really sit and deal with something like that and still be the same mentally. Some people, it would just freak them out. And yeah, like I was saying before, it's actually helped me to talk about it. But the 4th of July, I mean, I wasn't going to do nothing anyway. I wasn't going to get out and do nothing to begin with. But that right there, that really put a damper on my entire day. I mean, seeing that happen, that put a serious damper. I couldn't even fathom something like that happening. And that particular station, I used to work down the street from that station. So anyway, y'all, that's yeah, I appreciate that, Redbird. Yeah, I appreciate everyone sitting here listening. But if you to see something like that happen right in front of you, it's you would not really be the same. Like I said, if it had not been for me having a personal relationship with Christ, that would have messed me up. Now, don't get me wrong. That did mess me up. Seeing that messed me up. But that's something that you just don't forget, though. That's something you cannot forget. Hello, Brittany. Welcome. Welcome to the channel, everyone. First of all, my name is Aaron Collins. I see a few familiar folks in here. Thank you all for showing up. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I'm just dealing with this quarantine stuff, dealing with things. But anyway, y'all get to know each other. Everyone support one another. Say hello. What's going on, my man Rob from Brooklyn, aka Brooklyn's finest. What's going on, my brother? Love this brother, y'all. That's a good brother. Y'all support that brother. See Shish Trish is in the building too. Hey Trish, how you doing? Yeah, Kai Watts. See a lot of my familiars in here. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you all. And thank you all for your prayers and concerned. I appreciate that. Annette B. Yeah, everyone is just, we just never know what people are dealing with. And that's why it's not a good idea to be judging people, looking down on folks. It's not a good idea to be so, so judgmental. And you never know. I realize we have problems. I get that. But I understand, y'all, sometimes people have more self-flavored genuine. Sometimes we got people that have more, dealing with more issues than us. I appreciate it, Kendrick. Yeah, I'm glad I am too, man. I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah, we never know what people are going through. Like I said, it's always good to not judge people. Hey, Queen V, thank you so much. Thank you. So, yeah, we got these, I mean, I'm not saying, y'all, though, back to what I was saying before earlier, I'm not all pro-police. I'm not pro-law and order. I'm not saying that. We need some kind of law and order in our society. Because as you can see, what's going on is a result of defunding the police. And not only that, we got to still contend with these white supremacist movements that are coming out, because now they're coming out of in retaliation because their monuments are being destroyed, statues are being taken down, and they're upset about that. They're up in arms about that. And now that's on the rise. Now we got all these things that's happening, and you still got people on YouTube, particularly in our little sector of YouTube, still having beefs with each other. I thought that would stop by now. I thought something like that would end. I thought that we would learn to get along with one another and learn to embrace each other. I'm gonna always feel the same way I feel about my community. I always love my community, love the people I came from. I'm gonna always have love for black people. Yeah, do I get mad at some of the things we do too? Of course I do. But I'm gonna still love us. And I still believe that there's hope for us. Yeah. Welcome back, Underrated Darkness. I mean, I'm gonna always love on us, love on our people. Black men, I'm gonna always challenge us to do better, because I know we can do better. We can always stand up for our communities. We can always go back to being the protectors over our black women. Black women are the most prized, or should be our most prized possession, next to our black children. Black women are being even treated with disrespect. They're being treated like they're not human. Black women are being treated like they're instantly aggressive. They're not even given basic human rights. Yeah, I know what's going on with black women. Black women are getting beat up too in these hair salons and shops and being drugged out and stuff. It is what it is, Aaron. I don't agree with everything so-called femininity and level up female content creators, but I don't wish death upon them. That's real talk right there. Yeah, that's real talk. Underrated Darkness says some of us just said don't want to do, but those are the ones going to. I mean, we just got to learn. We just, it's pertinent. We have to learn to come together, because it's already being shown to us that all we have is us. It's already being put in place that all we have is us. I mean, we even have other groups that are discriminating against black people in unprecedented numbers. Trump's term in office is showing us that. I don't know how much clearer it can be, but the writing is on the wall. And this is not no doom and gloom message. Honestly, y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I still believe that there's hope. I really still do believe that there is hope. I'm going to always believe that there's hope for us as a people. There's hope that we can do better. I know we can. I trust that we can. We will. I don't know, maybe this is some more time for us to be in the fire, more time for us to be in the pan. Maybe we need some more fire lighting under the behind type of moments. But one thing that's definitely certain, we cannot abandon each other. I see other people that came in. Cool Gent's in the building. What's going on, brother Cool Gent? Cool Gent 87. What's going on, man? Yeah, Cool Gent, brother. Listen, I didn't forget, man. We still got to do that collaboration. I still want to do that, brother. I still want to do that. But in the midst of all the chaos that's going on, even in Black YouTube, I'm glad to know that there's people on there, some content creators that have a head on their shoulder. And people like Underrated Darkness, Rob, a.k.a. Brooklyn's Finest. We got people like the aforementioned Cool Gen 87, Shish Trish. And some of you others out there that are content creators, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Because we need some positivity. We need some people out here that's going to speak a strong message. That's not going to be speaking hatred. That's not going to be speaking division. We need people out here that's going to want to uplift one another, uplift the community, uplift us as a people. We need more of that. And I'm so thankful to still be on this platform to put the message out there. I know that there's still some nitpicking when it comes to Black content creators and other content creators. I know they still like to mess with our channels for any little infraction, any little thing. I get that. Well, we still gonna keep it on. I'm still gonna keep it going. Still gonna keep it pushing. Y'all support the channel at paypal.me/TheRealAaronCollins, as well as patreon.com. Appreciate it. Like I was saying before, nothing wrong with asking for money. Nothing wrong with asking for donations. There's nothing wrong with that. That's one thing we definitely have to do. And y'all, I'm still in my blackout stage. Still believe in supporting Black businesses, y'all. Go out there and support these Black businesses. We have all kinds of businesses out here. We can support them. I know the names of some of them. If you go to my community tab, you can see some more. But yeah, you got I think I heard this on Information Man's platform. There's this site called iwantamask.com. This is a black distributor who has hand sanitizer and masks for face masks, for those of us out there that has to go out there and travel. You got people, there's a company called Live Water. I hear that they have a deal with Walmart. That's a Black water company. So yeah, y'all, let's go and support these businesses. The corporate economics. See, that's the one thing about the Black community that we still lack is economics. It's finances. It's not that we lack money. We do have it, but we're not focusing it in the right areas. We're not putting it in the right places. We're not investing our finances wisely in the right thing. Now that's the problem. And that's not to say it's nothing wrong with having PlayStations and Xboxes and rims on your cars and stuff. No, it's nothing wrong with that. Because y'all, truth be told, I like that sort of stuff also. But at the same time, let's also get focused back on community. Community first. If you break down the word community, what do you have? Common unity. And what is our common unity? It's our melanin. It's our race. It's the fact that we are a Black people. That's our common unity. Because see, we still have those among us who choose not to associate with us. We still have those who choose to coon and think that they haven't made it on the other side. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having nice things once again. But those of us like, if you break down, I saw something last night. If you understand Uncle Tom by Harriet Beecher Stowe, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Uncle Tom actually, I did the research on him. We call people who sell out Uncle Toms, but actually that's really a misnomer because Uncle Tom was actually good for black people. He really was not a bad person. He was actually a hero to black people. The person that people are really talking about is Sambo. Sambo was someone who watched over Uncle Tom, kept tabs on him, made sure he was doing what he was supposed to do for the master. See, Sambo, he was the proverbial Uncle Tom. Well, he was the proverbial sellout. He was the one who went back and told the masters what was going on with the other slaves. Uncle Tom was actually the good guy. So, when you get a chance, check that out. Yeah, Uncle Tom is just a term that black people have used to describe a black person who doesn't fit a so-called stereotype, a black mold. Anytime when one of us is intelligent and smart, or someone who uses strategy, common sense, is considered an Uncle Tom, saying that you're trying to be white. And that's all part of that brainwashing lie that in order to be black, that we have to be ignorant. That's a lie, y'all. That is a lie. We are not ignorant people. We are a brilliant people. We are an intelligent people, an intelligent race that everyone else copies off of, steals from, and profits from. And yet we get nothing. We don't get anything. All we get is hell and hard time. And we continually perpetuate that by some of the behaviors that we exemplify ourselves. We basically, what's going on doesn't quantify the masses. We need to change that. We talk about a leader, instead of looking for a leader, you know where you can find a good leader? You find a good leader when you look in the mirror. You look in the mirror, you see a leader looking right back at you. In other words, be the change that you're looking for. Be what you want. Be what you want to happen. You can exemplify that all the time. Now be what it is that you want to be. Yeah. Like I was saying, that we come from a divine race of people. We come from good stock. But yeah, everyone, don't let what's going on out here let you down, get your spirits down. I know it's a lot going on out here. And you see, once again, I have to remind everyone, what's going on out here, we see, is a result of people wanting to so-called defund the police. But see what happens when you defund the police. To me, right there, when you're talking about defunding the police, that's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's pretty much like pouring cyanide in a bowl of cereal and digesting it. It's really suicidal. Now, do I believe in reforming the police from the inside out? Of course. Get all the bad apples out. They don't need to be there. Take them out. And all you so-called good officers out there, with the so-called good cops out there, you need to help with the training of a whole new batch of good officers that's sound and stable-minded and can go out there and get the job done. That's what you should do for those of you good cops out there. You know? That's what we need to do. Yeah, a lot of times our people are dealing with a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of things going on, and y'all, Man, I never thought that 2020. I can say that 2020 has definitely been quite a challenging year. I mean, I remember when December 2019, we were talking about, yeah, 2020 vision. 2020 is going to be a good year. 2020 is going to be the year. Man, little did we know that a pandemic was going to break out, and that all this stuff that's following was going to happen. I mean, who would have known? I mean, if we had some foresight, if someone had predicted what was going to happen, I guarantee we would have been a lot more prepared. We need to start being more, myself included, more proactive in things. More proactive. Because all this reactivity is not helping either. We're so reactive to what's happening, to situations that's going on. We don't get proactive enough. That's something else we need to definitely change. And y'all, I mean, but yeah, it's like we just have to really get our priorities in order, get everything straight, or figure out stuff, man. We need to strategize. One of the things that I've said before, one way we could put an end to this is doing some boycotts. How many of us out here are boycotting these mainstream businesses and supporting black businesses? How many of us are doing that? You know, I'm doing it. But yeah, we need to. One way to deal with the system, for one thing, is go back to loving each other. Now, black love is still the most powerful force in the universe. Black love is stronger than the force of an atomic bomb. Black love, black unity. The one thing that they managed to do, the one mind trick that they managed to pull over us, was to get us to mistrust each other. And that's Willie Lynch 101. That was one of the things that they did. One of the things that they did was get us to to mistrust and hate one another. And the worst thing in the world, probably the most dangerous person in the world, is a self-hating black person. Hey, Malcolm. Self-hate is real, y'all. I mean, self-hate is strong. And I also wanted to say something that, getting off subject a little bit. I know I've been sometimes have trolls. Those who want to troll, you know what? You don't necessarily have to like the content, and you can actually sit in here and listen. I welcome you to sit and listen, because something I say might change you, might change your mind. But just in case that if there is a troll in here, and you say you want to get out of line and say something off kilter, well, I got mods in here now. I got mods. They'll handle my light work for me, and that's just what that is. Just let everyone know. I mean, I run a peaceful chat. I'm not about beef. I'm not about screaming and yelling. I'm not about disrespecting. I'm not about none of that. Because life is too short. There are more important things to do. So, like I said, if you're a troll and you want to just sit here and listen, you are more than welcome to listen. Please, listen. But yeah, y'all, I mean, that's just what it is in this world today. That's just what things are. That's what it all boils down to. Unity and love. Getting back to embracing each other. Getting back to showing one another respect. Black men getting back to loving and protecting black women. Black women getting back to loving and respecting black men. Because black woman plus black man plus black woman plus black child equals black community. Any thoughts on Karen's and Darren's turning up running amok in society? Even white folks are getting. Oh yeah, I'm glad you said. I'm glad you said that, Flavored. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because yes, I have heard of these Karens and Beckys nutting up and doing things and purposely getting themselves filmed. Yeah, I've heard of this stuff. I've heard of all that. Hello there, 2020. Welcome. hmm Yeah, I've heard of that. These women out here threatening to call the police. I heard you got more barbecue Becky kind of incidents and stuff like that. You got all that going on. But you know what? It's just more of a can't keep track of the names, make them. I know what you mean. But yeah, this is just more some more activity that they want to be relevant because see they're losing their grip on society. That's what's happening, and they're realizing that they're just not the relevant anymore. Yep, that's good, Kai Watts. I'm glad. And they need to get charges put against them because for so long they've been abusing 911. You know, they say that they're abusing 911. That's a crime also. So yeah, they just want to feel relevant again. They want to feel. They know that they're losing their grip on society. They're losing pretty much their way of life. They're losing. It's possible they may be losing their privilege. So that's why they're acting up. So Flavor Genuine says, even old fat Darren tried rushing in the store without a mask. The employees weren't happy. Yeah, I mean, they feel so entitled that they don't have to follow the rules set aside for everyone else. But their entitlement, as you can see, their entitlement is causing them to get messed up. Their entitlement and their false sense of supremacy is getting them hurt. That's what's happening. Because people are not taking it no more. You've been bucking the system long enough. The folks are not having it. Folks are not taking your stuff no more. People are not going to sit by and watch you run amok and go awry and do what you want to do. It's just not happening. And people are rightfully so getting tired. And you're getting your comeuppance. You're getting exactly what's coming your way. Yes, it is, Kai Watts. It's dwindling severely. And one thing I can say when these protests were going on, you've seen more and more of them just being as nice as they could be. And I'm not saying that there aren't some that they're naturally nice people. There's good people in all races and good bad people, but one thing I've observed, they're just being just nice and hey, how are you? And just being extra nice. And I don't take it lightly. I'm like, okay, I say hello, I'm courteous. But I noticed that though. Because folks, it's true. Folks ain't having it. Folks are not having it no more. Your days of getting out of line with people, calling folks the N-word unchecked, and we need to stop doing it to ourselves. But for them to do it unchecked and just thinking that you're gonna just run around and I mean the fact that they've been so comfortable with living this way to begin with is amazing. We should have never made them feel that comfortable anyway. But nevertheless, it's coming back on them, and they don't like it. So it's all good. But yeah, I like the couple that the couple that pulled the guns out on Black Lives Matter protesters. I think they they're defending their home or something. I mean, if that had been a black couple, they probably would have been shot on the spot. I mean, the fact that when you weigh these options, the minuscule things that black people have been killed by the police over for jogging, for buying groceries, for sleeping in their bed, for living in their own apartment, basically for existing, then you get white folks who can come out with an entire arsenal, shoot at the cops, threaten to kill them, threaten to bomb them, and yet they somehow managed to get apprehended alive and told that they had mental issues and stuff like that. It has always been so amazing. But now I think what's happening is that it's coming back on them. You see, it's coming back on them. They sow what they reap. It's like Malcolm X said, the chickens are definitely coming home to roost. I even encountered an older white woman at my job who admitted to me that Black Lives Matter in today's age, because of what is currently going on. It seemed to me she was sincere about it. Well, truth be told, when it comes to the organization Black Lives Matter, I don't really support the organization. It's got a whole nother agenda. But I support the idea. I support the notion that Black Lives Matter, yeah. And I wish we didn't even have to say Black Lives Matter. But because of the countless numbers of lives that have been stolen for these past decades, because of the discrimination and blatant racism against us, we have to say it. You see, when they counter us saying that all lives matter, obviously we know all lives matter, but all lives are not taken in consideration. All lives are not valued like they matter. Black lives have not been of value since we've been in the hells of North America, and they still aren't. That's why we have to constantly utter to the world that Black Lives Matter. So yeah, I already know that Black Lives Matter. We all knew that Black Lives Matter. The question is that they know that Black Lives Matter. Do they even care? Or did they know that Black Lives Matter, but still didn't give a damn? See, that's something to realize. So yeah, I support the premise that I don't share with the organization's methods. Yeah. And that's another thing too. One thing about that we have to be careful of, or our movements, is that that's a good question, Kaiwas. But one thing we have to be careful about when it comes to our movements, we have to constantly be careful that we don't get co-opted, because so many of our movements, so many of our organizations have been co-opted and hijacked, and the meetings have been changed. Like, they say they want to come in and help, and the thing is, we drop the ball, let them come in and help. Next thing you know, they're going to want to take over. They want to start implementing a whole new set of rules and policies and procedures, and that's when the entire focus shifts. And that's why we have people like George Soros who are running Black Lives Matter now. The entire focus has completely dwindled. But yeah, you got all these other groups and stuff that piggyback off of what we're doing, off of black people. Unapologetically, I can't make out what this Aboriginal said. Are they sincere with their words or just interested in hijacking black movements? That's a really good question, Flavor. That is a really good question. I mean, everyone's got an agenda. Everyone's got an agenda. It's like they come in, okay, we'll come in, right? We'll come in friendly. We'll say this, we'll say all the right words. And then after that, when we get what we want, then we're gonna go for the kill and just take over. Yeah. That's exactly a good question. Is it genuine? Do you really mean it? Do you really want to help out? And that's not to say that there weren't any genuines out there helping. And for those out there that were genuine and really simply just wanted to help, my hat is off to you. But it's too many of them that have came into the forefront and pushed us to the side. Yeah, I heard of that group. In fact, heard about them. I missed. I know Information Man did a live on that last night, which I completely missed. But yeah, it's too many of our things are being hijacked and being taken. But the thing is that we keep allowing it to happen. So we have to stop that. We have to take back our organizations. We have to take back our community. We have to take back our lives. So yeah, we have to definitely do that. But yeah, the truth be told, black lives have always mattered. There's no surprise or secret there. The question is do they know that they matter? Do they care? So yeah, that's what that all boils down to. See what y'all are saying in the chat. I mean, they carry all. I've seen them carrying all these little cute signs, and like I said earlier, I've gotten burned out on protesting. I don't well, protesting. I just got tired of it. I want to see some tangibles. I want to see some real results. I want to see some real action take place. I want to see some convictions. I want to see these cops get sentenced to the same prisons, to the same fate that regular people such as us get sentenced to. Those who uphold the law but break it, they need to be subjected to the same kind of law and punishment and correction that we are. Did you hear about the vaccine that's starting, the vaccine trial starting in Houston? No, I have not. What's going on, Malcolm? I'm not surprised, but no, I didn't hear about it. I stopped supporting the Democratic Party because it offered me no tangibles as a black man. I don't support the Democrats or the Republicans. I don't support no kind of party because to me, I look at all these parties, both of them, particularly the two main ones, the Democrats and the Republicans, as basically as two separate heads of the same dragon. Yeah, they in public they're opposing each other, but behind closed doors they run together. Phil just did a short video on it today and might do a live later on. Okay. But African diaspora. Phil Scott, y'all check him out too. That's another good brother. I mean, neither of these parties are really benefiting us as a community to begin with. I mean, think about it. So many of these people who claim to be, particularly black people who claim to be Democratic, wanted to rush to Hillary Clinton. But I'm going to tell y'all something about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton idolizes and worships Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger is the creator and the founder of Planned Parenthood, which is a racist plot to destroy the black seed to begin with. See, Margaret Sanger was a eugenist, and she made the statement that she wanted to eliminate an inferior gene. The inferior gene being the black seed, black gene. She wanted to eliminate that. That's why she formed and started Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood clinics to this very day are strategically planted in both black and brown communities. That's by design. There's no surprise there. Because once again, they want to eliminate our ability to reproduce each other, to reproduce ourselves. That's what they want to do. They want to. They don't want us to bring any more generations into the world. Not to mention, Hillary and her husband Bill were the ones who started the Super Predator program, which is systematically incarcerating more black men for some of the tiniest infractions in prison. So, all these black people out there that are blindly following Hillary Clinton and thinking that her grass is greener are sadly mistaken. See, the one thing I can say is that I can halfway respect Donald Trump over. I can respect Donald Trump for the simple fact is that he's up front. He's direct with you. He tells you exactly where he stands and he sticks to it. I can respect that. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, she will smile in your face and grin and cheese, and the minute you turn your back, plunge a big ass steak knife right in the inside of it. So there, exactly. You know, yeah, and you know what? And Kai Watts, the interesting thing about that is our black women have been duped. Black women have been duped and brainwashed into following this feminist agenda, this feminist movement, which is really an extension of white supremacy. Because black women, as far as I'm concerned, are some of the most nurturing women, are some of the most motherly women on the planet. I mean, black women, think about it, have mothered and nursed back to life and to health everybody. During slavery, it was black breasts that fed and nursed these white children. It was a black woman's nurturing, a black woman's cooking that fed a lot of these ungrateful people. Just to be real, in a nutshell, black women, though, have been tricked and brainwashed into following the feminist movement, which all the feminists wanted to do, all these white feminists wanted to do, they wanted to get away from the white man, and they somehow conned black women into getting away from black men. But now, they don't care anything about black women's issues. They only want to pad their numbers. They only want to buffer what they had. That's all they want to do. It was never about getting rights for all women, especially black women, because black women along with black men are still viewed as, two-fourths or some percentage of being a human. I mean, Gloria Steinem and all these other feminists and right-wingers and feminazis back in the day, really, they could give two cares about black women's issues. Exactly, flavored. They do. They want to be equal to these white men, but see, the one thing about them, they know they can't leave the white man because the white man is the enforcer of white supremacy, while white women are the nurturers of it. They nurture white supremacy, but they know they can't leave their white man because he's the one that's going to enforce their supremacy, enforce their privilege. Even though she may hate his guts, she knows that he's basically the end all be all, that he runs everything in society today. And they managed to con our own women and brainwash them into saying, see, you don't need the black man. And that's where you had, that's how the welfare system as we know it started today. They con black women into saying that you can make this much amount of money, have this many amount of kids, but there's only one catch. If you want this money, if you want these benefits and resources, you have to get rid of that man. And they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And then there's a flip side to that coin. Black men been brainwashed into believe that any other woman other than these black women is the most beautiful woman. Been brainwashed to think that if you go over there to Karen's place, that she's gonna just be some more beautiful, not realizing that Karen is the same one that has you lynched, lied on you, had your genitals cut off, lied on you, had you jailed, matter of fact, not even jailed, executed with no evidence. All because of her cry, on the strength of her word and of her crocodile tears. That's what happened. Historically and presently. Does the name Emmett Till ring a bell? So yeah, but there you have it in a nutshell. But wow, everybody, I'm so glad you showed up today. Thank you all. I love you all so much. Support the channel at paypal.me/TheRealAaronCollins, as well as Patreon. It's been a while. I know I say this already. I'm going to start being more vigilant. I'm going to get back to doing uploads soon. Just had to take a break. Get my bearings back, y'all. Regroup. But yeah, I love you all. So, I'm going to go on and finish getting ready for my day. Got to go to work myself. I'm thankful to be one of the ones who are still able to work and bring in some money, you know. It feels good to be able to do that. But anyway, everyone, remember, y'all, that there is hope. In spite of what it looks like outside, there is hope. There's some peace. And we don't have to live like this. And like I said, y'all, since we're in quarantine, this is the perfect time, y'all, to use this quarantine as an opportunity to develop, an opportunity to get yourself together, to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your business, to strengthen everything. Y'all, black community, use this quarantine wisely. Use it wisely, because actually, the way I see it, this quarantine is actually a mixed blessing. There is a mixed blessing in this. Just have to find it. But anyway, everyone, I'm about to go and bounce. Like I said, I love you all. Appreciate everyone showing up. Appreciate you, Redbird. Thank you so much. And yes, Kyle Watson, I appreciate that. I'm so blessed. I'm blessed to have you all still coming in here, listening to me and following me. And that means a lot. So everyone, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But anyway, y'all, be blessed. I'll talk to y'all later.